Es esta grabación.
Quiet on set.
Camera.
Rolling.
Sound.
Speed.
And action.
Film nerds, good friends, and old roommates get together to talk about
Books?
Welcome to the Film Nerd Book Club.
Can't wait for you to read with us.
Is this recording?
Welcome back, fellow disasters. We're here with another Film Nerd Book Club episode 3. And we're doing Act 3.
Oh, what a coincidence.
It's like it was all planned.
Wow.
I'm Jess, totally with it today. We got Evie, Mika, Sonja, and the voice of God, Josh. You finally get to see his face.
And he's so beautiful. Wow. Hey guys. All right, so we're reading If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, and like Jess said, we are going to be discussing Act 3. Finally.
Yes, the pressure is off. Now we get to see what really happens in Act 3. Okay, so we start at the prologue and we go back to the present where we last had left Oliver and Detective Colborne at the refectory drinking some coffee. Now they left and they decided to walk through the woods and just talk and he kept like listening to the whole story, the detective. And then Oliver decided to go down to the beach and he tells him, well, you know, I'm going to keep telling you the story. Like, are you going to sit down? Because it's going to be a whole day thing. So that's when...
Get comfortable.
Yeah. So then that's when Detective goes like, well, okay, sits down on like the sand. In the sand? On the sand? Words?
In the sand.
In the sand. And then that's when we go back to the moments where we had last left them on the dock, staring at the unnatural, twisted body of Richard.
Which that's a good description because he is unnatural and twisted, the little fuck.
That's like specific. That's like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's super twisted. He's that, and now his body matches his ego.
Personality?
Yeah, there we go.
His way of being, his life.
Yes.
And then that's when we see, or we read Alexander going, wait, we're not going to do anything. We're just going to let it be. Take its natural course. So,
which they've clearly never seen any horror movie ever.
Apparently.
It didn't work well, and I know what you did last summer.
That's true.
No, it didn't.
Jess knows what I'm talking about.
Those bitches didn't also check for a pulse because they're idiots.
True. They don't check, but in the book they did check, and the one who went in the water to check, it was Oliver. He was
our boy Oliver.
Yep. Who got all drenched and had all his blood, like Richard's blood, on him, and it was kind of disgusting the way that they described it, though.
They talked about it like soaking into his skin, and it was.
Yep. So I don't know what was worse.
And then it was
like,
itchy. Like, can you imagine? Oh God, I want to die.
Don't do that. So then after that whole thing happens, we lost one.
Where did he go?
We lost one.
I didn't even say anything mean this time, so like it wasn't me.
I'm back.
There he is.
There was technical difficulties, but I'm back. I'm alive. What did we miss? What did I miss?
Did you change your bandana?
It's the exact same bandana.
Okay.
It hasn't changed.
At all.
Better.
Better internet.
Oh. You got 5 bars.
No, Evie, when you left, we paused. Like, I stopped talking. I was like,
Wonderful. Awesome.
No, Sonja started hitting on me.
Yeah, I did.
It was bound to happen.
Mika, you did the first pickup line, Meeks.
You asked for it, Mika. I gave it to you.
Yeah, girl.
How come no one ever hits on me?
All the time, Evie. all
true.
the time. The whole
Yeah.
entire show.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
what am
but
I, chopped liver?
I'm a guy. We don't notice these things. We're idiots.
She
She hasn't
probably
been
more
subtle. She has
Yes,
not
she
been subtle.
at all. Jeez.
That's a lie. I've totally noticed. I just like attention. Anyway, so
That's fair. That's fair. I get it.
Okay, so back to actually we've just
we did the prologue,
No.
but did we also mention the one tidbit that about Meredith during the prologue? that she didn't even want to testify for Oliver. Which
Oh
was
yeah,
a
but we
bitch
mentioned
move.
that already.
Did we? Was I frozen? Like
it was,
I mean, like
that
in the
was,
last episode, I mentioned it. I said
that was
something.
in Act 2 that
No,
they
that was-
talked about Meredith. Yeah, because
Remember
this
Well,
when
they
I
was
called her
talked
a
but
hoe?
it was the Act 3 prologue where they mentioned that she didn't testify.
Yeah, but I'm a spoiler. Were you not paying attention last episode?
I wasn't paying
I
attention
spoiled,
where
like,
it
4
was
things.
Didn't
2
you
days ago.
watch
So
the-
Yeah, and I
Episode
didn't
two?
spoil a damn thing.
That's true. That's
I
true.
spoiled for both of us. I was like, and then Jess also knows this, but I'll say it.
well then I'm not paying attention. So continue anyway.
Duh.
Okay, well, was it? Now you got me all confused. Was it on this one? We had
Either
already
way,
mentioned.
The
it
hoe
was
didn't
it
testify
was in
for
the
him.
Act 3 prologue.
That okay, well, the main thing was that they were talking and he continued the story and they ended up at the beach just finishing, like he was gonna tell him like it was an all-day kind of event
Mhm.
for him. Scene 1, that's when we see them debate if they were gonna do something to help him, but they did nothing. And Oliver did go into the water to check the pulse, hence where we were before the technical difficulties.
Before I had to check if I had a pulse for a while there.
yeah, just a little one. Now in scene 2, it is 2 hours later. 2 hours later, where
Hours later.
It's impossible not to do that.
instant SpongeBob clip right here. That we're in Dean Hollinshed's office where we meet Detective Colborn, and they all
Young
sit down.
Detective Colborn with
Yes.
his little bomber jacket.
Yep.
Right.
And they're all sitting down and giving their confession, and that's when Oliver walked in, sat down, gave his version of the confession because they had all planned on being on the same page.
Yep, everyone has their story straight. The events they choose to tell to cover their asses.
Which is basically they decided we're not going to say that he was being an asshole or a douche for the past ever since we started reading this book.
Because it gives
Whatever
them
that's-
motive. They don't want to show that they have motive for
They
killing him.
clearly watched
Right.
some SVU.
They had it like all planned to the T. So then we see all that. Then we go.
So sorry. I just saw under Sonja that you did the SpongeBob lettering too. That was brilliant. Brilliant.
Talented, brilliant, incredible, amazing, show-stopping, spectacular, never the same, totally unique.
Amazing. I swear to God, I wish you could just like subtitle my freaking life. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I'm so sorry, but it like
Oh no.
it's the
Too much
detail.
thank God.
TV.
My connection kind of got iffy there for a second. Oof.
Oh no. Yeah, this is just too much TV. I actually cannot plan one because I would be the whole
That's
time.
what they
so-
all say.
for legal reasons. I'm
Yeah,
not
every
saying
For
murderer.
legal
I
for
could
legal
never.
reasons, we cannot confirm nor deny her knowledge
There is no witnessing.
of that degree.
So I'm not going to be part of any murder for please. I don't want to be part of any murder. Just movies, that's okay. Okay, so back to our story. The Dean Hollenshed decided to do an emergency assembly to tell the whole school. And while the investigation is going, he puts the whole rest of the team into it was the Hallsworth house. So like a separate
like a guest hotel.
Yeah, it's like a guest suite.
room.
A guest suite where they keep their VIPs when they come visit the school. So they pretty much have all the fourth years.
What?
A guest place that they would keep their guests?
A guest place where they would keep their guests. Exactly.
Interesting. I wonder what they'd call it.
A guest room. Hey, that's nice. Someone should coin that.
Wow.
Wow. I know. I came up with that all by myself. I'm so proud. I mean, wow.
That was genius. Good job. I'm so proud of you, Evie. Oh, I'm so proud.
So like she was saying, the administration puts them all in here away from all the other students to avoid any sort of gossip or any sort of just to give them some space.
Yes, to give them space.
Because
that area is already kind of isolated where they originally stay. So I think it's to also be closer to where the people can keep an eye on them.
Mm-hmm.
That too, and to the point where they have someone sitting outside their room,
which
is one of the nurses.
Yes, from the infirmary. They had chosen them, and then they actually spent like a week there. That's when they, like in the story, it was the week before leaving for Thanksgiving, which then the dean decided to shut down the school for the first time. So they all had to go back home for Thanksgiving week. And then that is when what? Oh, right. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank.
Also,
I
was gonna say, also don't forget that while they were staying there, Meredith and Oliver also shared yet another tender.
Speaking of cuddle buddies,
they also had a tender, intimate moment together.
I thought you meant like they also had a Tinder account.
What?
I thought you said they also had a Tinder account.
That's still intimate.
Not really. They weren't even touching. They just slept in the same bed.
Okay, platonic moments.
She just didn't want to be
emotional
alone.
cuddle.
Actually, she didn't want to be by herself.
That was it. But they didn't. I mean, it never said that they were.
You try doing a group murder, Jess, and see if you don't want to cuddle.
Why do I need a group murder?
Oh God.
Oh. Well, for legal reasons, that's a joke.
She's a psychopath. But like, as the old roommate, I should be immune to this.
You kind of should.
Wait. Okay.
She has like this devilish grin right now. Just
you guys, if I go missing, you know who the first suspect should be.
I would never murder you, Mika.
How dare you accuse her of anything like that? Look at that face. That's the face of pure innocence.
Abiel, you're the only one who can back me up here because they're all gonna side with her.
Or Josh.
Nah, Josh.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think Josh has washed his hands from this.
Too. Maybe Josh is also a target because anybody she's roomed with. You never know.
Ooh. So then Evie and I are safe?
So we're safe. Yeah, high five.
Wait.
Sure, we'll give you a false sense of security.
Wheel.
Well, on that note,
is that like a personality?
Speaking of false sense of security.
Well, on that note,
for legal reasons, that is all a joke.
So the school shuts down for the holidays.
They packed their stuff, and there was a memorial.
Target. 100% a psycho. Totally a genius. That's hilarious.
I mean, where's the lie?
Everywhere.
That whole thing.
Where's the truth? You can't handle the truth. I'm the only one who Can only communicate in references. I swear to God.
Okay, I still speak your language.
So
Well, this is the business you've chosen to be our reference gal.
our
You can't handle
movie
the truth.
our movie quoter.
That would be Jack Nicholson. For anybody who's, it's a few
Really?
good men. If you
I
haven't
did not
watched
know
it,
that.
it's amazing. Don't give up on Tom Cruise because he's a psychopath. We love psychopaths here.
Okay, so back to the
So-
story. They're packing up their stuff, and then we have the Richards Memorial. So after Oliver packs his stuff, he's leaving his room and he sees Philippa in that little room that they had with the fireplace, and she confesses that she's just scared of what's happening next. Then on the way to the memorial, we see Oliver meeting up with James in the woods. They were on their way to the beach and they were just talking about everything. And he confessed how it looks bad that Oliver is trying to like be there for Meredith, even though he's just being a friend. And after they had sex, but they're the only ones who
friend.
know it.
He also
Yeah,
wants
you
to
know,
get
that's
laid.
yeah. So it's one of those that it's like telling him like, yo, dude, you know, it looks bad. Just have that in mind. Then we get to the memorial, which by the way, I cried in the
How though?
scene.
I know, right?
yeah.
I didn't.
Am I back?
It was so when Dean Hollinshed started talking, and then when Ren started talking, it kind of like grabbed my little heart and gave it a hug.
See, that
And I
annoyed me
kinda,
because they were acting like Richard was such a great guy and he was an asshole and everybody knew that.
well, no,
Well,
no,
Ren did say
no,
that,
there was
though.
an issue.
That's
There's an
true.
issue. She did kind of say the whole she was not someone you liked, but as someone you couldn't help but love. Something.
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
Which
but I mean,
we'll
the
agree
ones-
to disagree.
I will agree. I will agree with Tameca on that disagreement.
Oh wow, Evie!
So
First time for everything.
this is not the first time we've
It's
agreed.
been a while. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
So
So yeah,
Anyway.
my thing with the memorial, it was the words that Dean Hollinshed said. He was like, "This is like for you guys," but even though Ren was the one who talked, she actually did say, you know, we struggled with him, but he's still family. Like, it's still a loss. And they were all like, they were like siblings, you know. Yes, I am.
I don't
so-
I don't usually murder my siblings or let them die.
So they're the only ones safe from you.
So who do I have
Good
to
to
talk? Who do I have to talk to for the adoption? For the sake of
Lock
for
this
my
up
safety.
right now.
We're sending you a birth certificate so they can adopt us all.
You guys are basically my siblings. It's fine. You guys are safe.
Okay, we're safe. That's fine.
She said it. There's a
She
witness.
said it.
It's recorded.
We have testimonial right here to prove it. So
Yep.
we're good. This is an abiding contract.
Wow.
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 After
So-
the memorial, there was an impromptu wake at Boar's Head, which is the bar that they would frequent. And
Does anybody else think of Publix every time they say Boar's
Every
Head?
single time.
I think
And
of
I'm always
the
like, God, I want a pub
of the
sub so
ham.
bad.
Every time I hear Boar's Head, I'm just like, I want a sandwich. And it
You
makes
know,
me
I
sad.
have Publix up here.
Am I the one that kind of thinks of like Harry Potter for some reason? I don't know
that
why, but like
I do.
Okay.
I do.
Wait,
it gives
right.
it that like
Not really.
it just
That's
gives
just
it that
vibe.
other yeah.
It kind of does.
I only think about Harry Potter when I look in the mirror because
no, come on.
I'm half Hagrid, half Hermione. Always.
I don't even want to
Or
think
Wizard
about.
Harry.
Stop
I
hurting
only,
yourself, please.
I only
Stop
ever
hurting
think of
yourself.
sandwiches because I like sandwiches. Anyway,
Pub subs.
pub subs.
By the way, we are not sponsored by Publix.
But if they're looking
But you
for,
want to send me a sub? Go ahead.
We can
But-
review the sub for you.
we are open though. If there's I'm just saying,
I like sandwiches.
I like sandwiches. What's that 30
Okay.
Rock? That 30 Rock quote about
Yes.
world peace and everyone just wants a sandwich? That is my philosophy in life.
Oh, thank you so much for bringing up 30 Rock.
Yes.
It's
My jam right there.
Right there. High five.
Oh, low five?
Bam. That works. Low five, whatever. We can call whatever you want.
We need
I
to
don't know.
practice
Don't
I
call
don't know,
us
my-
late
high
for
fives.
dinner.
We need to practice the fives.
So, anyway, memorial.
Then we have the impromptu wake at Boar's
Boar's
Head.
Head.
And then that's when they all start leaving to the airport to go back home. And that's when we follow Oliver to his house in lovely Ohio for Thanksgiving week.
Yay, Ohio.
That's where we meet his mom, Linda,
Hey,
his
that's my
dad.
neighbor. in
Also, that
Indiana.
is not
Linda?
negative. That is not negative towards Ohio. I know nothing about Ohio.
No,
Just want to make
bullshit.
that clear.
Ohio can suck it.
We do. We
I-
just lost a good
I just-
audience, possible audience
No.
in Ohio.
Hey,
No,
I went to Ohio to a wedding that was amazing, and we went to, I think it was the Bengals stadium.
All right. Ohio does have Kings Island. I'll give them that.
I don't even
Just
know
the
what
one.
that is. I'm assuming it's an
It's a-
island,
it's a-
and there are
it's-
kings there.
No, it's an amusement park.
Is
It
there
used
a
to be
monarchy in Ohio that I'm not aware of?
Tangent time. Can we have like a tangent banner? Tangent time. And then give me 30 seconds. So Kings Island used to be Paramount Kings Island, and they had movie themed rides. So they had a roller coaster called Face Off, which was my absolute favorite, and it was amazing. So they had Face Off.
No, wait, there was a roller coaster based off Face Off?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes, yes, and it was amazing. They had Top Gun, Tomb Raider, the Italian Job was also an amazing ride, and then they got bought out, and now they are owned by Cedar Point. So all the rides are called like stupid names, like the Twist and Shout and the Turning Toppy Over. Like it's so dumb. So whenever we go, we make it like a point to be like, it's called Face Off.
Oh, so they kept the rights and they changed the names?
They kept the rides. They just changed all the names of the rides. And
But it's just
tied
like
down.
it's just a normal roller coaster then,
Road trip.
right?
Yeah, but like no, because like Top Gun will always be Top Gun, and those in the Midwest know what I'm talking about.
Well, no, because I'm just thinking like if it's a roller coaster called Face Off, I'm thinking of like I'm there's got to be something really trippy about that coaster.
Oh yeah, so okay, you sit down, and the thing comes over, and your legs dangle, like your legs dangle the whole time, and it takes you up backwards, and it takes you like up, and then it lets go, and you go through this whole like you go and you do like a couple flips, and then it takes you up again, and you
And
go
then
back the opposite
then you
direction.
switch faces with the person next to you.
Yes. So then when the ride's over, you're John
That's-
Travolta.
That's amazing.
You're John Travolta? Hey,
Yes.
I want.
I'd rather be Nick Cage. Surprisingly enough, can
It
I be
depends
Nick
on how you
Cage?
start, man.
Man.
So that's Kings Island, and then Tomb Raider was amazing until someone died on the ride. But like, that's a
Oh.
whole other thing. But
Well, speaking of death, someone dies in the book.
tangent over.
Tangent over.
Bringing it back around.
Bring it.
Bring
It's
it.
all
Bring
coming
it
together. All
around
coming
town.
together.
Bring it around town. Bring it around town.
Tangent over.
The Cuban talked.
I'm putting my chancla down. Done.
You're a what?
Flip-flop.
Excuse you?
Chocolate.
The chancla.
Yeah, flip flop.
Flip-flop.
Bless you.
Akuna Matata.
Well, Q.
Akuna
Cuba's already, Honestly, Cubans don't really say chancla. We just say chancleta. We just say the whole thing.
Yeah, chancleta.
So,
I said, "Que pasa?"
Bless you.
and even then, growing up, that's not what they use. Growing up, they used a belt, not a flip
Or
flop.
unless you were a good kid, I never got a whooping.
I got the warning. My mom
I'm a
would
white
go, get the belt, and she would put it around her neck, and it's like, she has the belt around her neck. That was just the warning.
Oh no! The warning was the sound. The warning was. It's like have you ever seen Indiana Jones when you hear the? That's what I heard, and then I shut the fuck up. Just swoop, done.
I don't know that would have worked for me. I was kind of like a smart aleck kid.
You don't.
They always say that when my dad would try to do the count thing, and he'd be like 1, 2, and I'd be like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
How are you still here?
Because he thought it was funny, and that's probably why I am the way I am. Because
so further proof, if you make people laugh, you can get away with so much. Which is
pretty much that's why I am the way that I am.
You can get away with murder?
How to get away with murder.
Okay.
So
is that our
Here's it over.
So everyone packed. Everyone packed. Everyone's packed up. Everyone's got their luggage. Everyone's going different places. And Oliver goes back home to Ohio. I know. I realize that. Let's just go with it, shall we? So we're now at Ohio with Oliver's parents. His mom, his dad, his 2 sisters. Did we ever talk about his family earlier in the book?
He only mentioned he only mentions his sister Leah. We didn't know he had another sister.
Caroline?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we have mom and dad, Linda and Ken, and sisters Caroline and Leah. What is going on with these 2?
I almost drowned.
What?
On what? Water?
Yes.
How? I'm not gonna
Are
question
you
this.
okay?
I don't know how you were not paying attention to that.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's going on.
I just wanted to drink a water that my whole is state.
I thought the tangent was over. That's why I kept talking. Oh my god.
I almost drowned. It's not funny.
It was hilarious to watch.
It'll be the first drowning over on land ever recorded.
I'm sure it's happened.
Probably, but now with a bendy straw.
It's not. This is metal, my friend.
Let me see that.
Far more dangerous.
Oh, that's nice. That's fancy.
It's far more dangerous.
Woo!
Woo!
That's.
I'm totally sober, by the way. I wonder what would happen if it wasn't.
This is straight up ice water, dude. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Are we not drinking again? Are we? Oh,
Where did
Jess go?
She needed a moment.
She can't even.
That was the
I
definition.
can't remember the word choke. I just use it in a different context. I'm totally kidding. Why do I speak? Why do I even say things like it just doesn't even matter?
So, Ohio.
Kings Island also has blue ice cream that you can get just blue or blue and white swirl. Delicious.
You know what's
Blueberry.
also a swirl? The swirl of awkwardness in Ohio during Thanksgiving.
Yes, it was a swirling awkwardness.
So,
why, Evie? What made it awkward?
What happened, Evie?
So while the Marks family is having Thanksgiving,
Whoa, look at you throwing out last names.
some news happens. Apparently, Caroline, they never really say what it was, but
Yes.
apparently
It was an eating disorder.
it was an eating
Yeah, it's an eating
disorder.
disorder.
It's just eating disorder, nothing
Like
else.
they mentioned it a few times, but
No,
okay.
they said they didn't say directly though. They just hinted it was an eating
No,
disorder.
they
But I-
no,
did
they
say
said
that
it.
she was not
they do
eating.
it. Well, then I don't know what I'm reading.
And
Whatever.
take it away, Sonji.
Hang on, I'm not done yet. So Caroline is not doing well, and the parents want to send her to
Trying so hard.
and getting so far, but at the end it doesn't even matter. You probably can't afford that song, so don't enter that clip. So they want.
Fucking Jesus.
Jess, I swear to God, you're like too good at this. It's embarrassing how good you are, honestly. Because like,
Okay. Whew.
So they
Okay.
want to send Caroline to a recovery center, and that means more money. And with more money, more problems. So they want to stop paying for Oliver's tuition. And his dad is already an asshat about him being an actor. So that already puts Oliver in a further worse mode.
his dad would be a Richard
despite
if he
what
were,
happened,
like,
you know,
more talented.
despite death.
What?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Sally the hurricane has 4 clouds. Sally the hurricane.
So this
has
is the
4
so
clouds.
this is the episode where the internet hates me. So
They're not the only one. Oh,
wow, that's
I'm
messed
kidding.
up. That's-
Espen Chiste.
Ooh.
So I'm assuming the last thing you heard was tuition bad mood. Y'all heard that?
Yes.
More problems,
Yes.
More money, more problems. Okay.
Yeah.
No money, no problems.
Now Oliver has to figure out how he's going to afford to be able to go to Delacour, because despite everything, Delacour still feels more home than Ohio. And he has a tender moment with his sister, stuff like that. And
With his other sister.
with his sister, Leia, the younger one. Because
Yeah.
Caroline, despite even with their disorder, she's still kind of a little bitch.
Wow, we're gonna go with the B word. Okay.
What did you say?
I think it's the lack of food.
That could happen.
Yeah, man,
That
I
could
get
happen.
mean when I'm hungry too.
Like
That's
Leia,
weird.
of course-
angry.
And Leia, of course, is the sweeter, much more seems like she has a better relationship with Oliver than Caroline.
Well, also Leah has mentioned that she kind of wants to follow Oliver's footsteps of like going into an art school as well
That
to
too.
try acting. So
So
Which would piss off those parents even. Mo-
yes, oh yes,
Oh, yes.
oh this.
Mm.
I fuck.
I fuck.
I
Hello, IT? Have you tried turning it off and on again?
all right, so we left off with Oliver. Oh, I left off. I don't know what the hell you guys are talking about. With Oliver
you don't
trying
want
to
to know.
discuss with the administration how to stay in Delacour, right? That's the last thing we said.
Yes.
No, James
Let's-
knocked on the door.
Yeah.
Oh, already got the James. Shit, I was gonna knock and everything. Okay, fine.
Oh,
That was good.
Did I miss my point?
Like
Whatever.
I already had a bit.
I had a bit planned out. So James is in
Alright.
Ohio.
2 a.m. James knocks on the door and goes.
Don't
"Okay,
ask,
Ellie,
don't
sit."
tell. This is so distracting. I'm like,
So of course he stays over in the same bed.
well, yeah.
The description was there has to happen something between them.
I like Josh's explanation when he was in the group chat and he was like, Homo subtext is now homo text. When I read that, I like almost died. He's like, it's just straight up text.
Oh, yep.
Pretty
It's
much.
no longer sub. Well, we don't know who's the sub. But
Well,
anyway,
I know. I
We know that you are.
have an idea.
only to Tameca.
You would be my little
Wasn't
bitch.
this like an after hours
I'm just
discussion of like who's sub and who's dub?
Oh my god.
Oh
You know what?
oh god.
Let's get back on track, shall we?
Oh yeah, Josh has only said that like 4 times.
Okay, so going back, James stays over. Oliver, then they both fell asleep in the same bed, and then next morning, Oliver's sister, they just stare at them and Leah started giggling. Caroline's like, well, what the hell are you up to? And they wake up with like Leah's giggle. And of course, they're like, is this your boyfriend? Are you dating him? And then, of course, James had to say, no, he's actually dating the hot girl, Meredith. They're like, whoa, we have to tell everyone. So basically, they just went down to have breakfast. In the meantime, Oliver had actually received a message from Meredith.
Well,
To
it wasn't.
What did we receive now?
It wasn't a message though. It was before they left, right?
Correct. He tells
Yeah.
He had made plans with her that he was going to come because it was so awkward in
theory.
Ohio.
Mhm.
He said
She
it was so
invited
awkward
him,
he
but
was going to go to New York.
So 3
Yep.
days before going back to Delaware, he was going to go and spend time with her in New York.
And he clearly can't bring James along.
Correct.
I
So
mean, he could, but she would.
yeah, but James is like a cock blocker.
I mean,
Well,
I mean,
well,
for Meredith,
yeah.
he's Meredith's cock blocker.
for
He's not. I'm not gonna finish this sentence. I don't need to. Move on.
so
I would
yeah,
love to hear
so
the end of this sentence, but I'm probably not going to hear it. So
No.
after
Yes.
hours.
It's more of something you'd feel, not hear.
Socias. Okay, so
So of course that's the time that he goes in hiding and gives her a call and is like, sorry, I need to stay in Ohio because James still showed up, so I can't bring him along.
You be.
what? Oh, shut up.
Oh god. Oh Jesus.
I work with the roles I'm given.
So much.
Ah.
My stomach hurts. Oh, and my face hurts.
Oh, that's a good sign. That's a good sign.
I'm really forgetting what happens in this act. We need to reel it in. Reel it in.
Okay.
I just want to say, at this point, this episode is going to be harder to edit than like all the other ones.
Sorry.
Just, wow.
I said you would just leave it. I said you just leave us dying. Just leave all of us dying.
I really feel like this should have been a two-part.
A twofer?
A two-part.
Oh my god.
Like Oliver wanted a twofer with James and Meredith?
Yo, at this point, he needs to make a decision.
Oh
He just wants both. He just wants both.
god.
Well, mind you, he hasn't directly accepted his attraction to James yet. That comes later. We can get to that.
Spoilers.
Hey, that's not spoilers. It's only spoilers if we don't actually get to the end of this act.
Okay, so
Which
so
might
going back
never
to the
happen.
story. Okay, so back to the story. We go back to Delaware. It's the 1st of December, and they are about to go back into back to the rooms. And yes, I do say that a lot. Okay, so
Mhm.
That's when Oliver is set up with all the work studies and the jobs and all that. And then he is the first to go into the castle, and Detective Colborne goes in with his partner, and they start discussing the case
While Oliver is quietly
in hiding.
listening in from the back.
Yes. So he hears everything.
That is your fault for being dirty-minded, all right? Lucia.
Sorry.
I haven't said anything.
Okay.
You can't say anything. Can't say anything at all.
The key is I'm doing it silently.
Do we have to repeat the story?
No, just keep going. Okay, so he overhears the detectives talking about the fact that they don't think it was an accident, even though it was ruled an accident. So they're still watching the kids,
Because
trying to figure out who actually did it.
Because like Colborne says, they're fucking actors. So they can easily just lie about everything.
I mean, they are fucking actors, so.
Well, they are fucking actors.
Yeah, fucking actors.
Well, not the cops. The actors are fucking each other.
Wait, the actors.
Oh god. So this week we're reading If We Were Villains, Act 3.
Okay.
I don't even know why
Take it
we're
away,
even reading
Sonja.
the book at this point. We could just spend the hour talking.
I promise I'm trying. I promise.
You could do this.
Right after that happens, the next day is the first day of class. Meredith had flown in late that night, so they left her sleeping, and no one knew about Ren if she was coming
Ren was still
back.
missing. Yeah.
Correct.
Well, she wasn't missing. She just hadn't come back yet. We know that.
They
But they
didn't
didn't
know.
Nobody talked to
Yes.
her, so nobody knew if she was coming back or not.
Shut it down.
In that case, then yes, she was missing.
I mean, she knew where she was. She was home with family.
So she wasn't missing.
Oh my gosh.
They just hadn't been in contact with her. Doesn't constitute as missing.
Okay,
I would give anything to be able to grab Evie's head and just like.
Just continue.
Come back. Come back. I'll never let go.
Rose,
Don't let
you
go,
go
Jess.
the door.
Wait, there we go. There's your head. I love you, Evie.
You gotta live, Rose. You gotta have lots of babies. And I forgot the rest of
Don't
this.
tell me what to do with my body, Leo. God. Unless you're going to be here to help me provide for these little babies.
In that case,
Like,
so
Well, bravo.
and
for the
scene.
and scene. That was terrible. Jess, continue where you left off.
So they are trying to kind of act normal. Oliver tells Alexander that he overheard the officer, the detective, talking about how he's keeping an eye on them, and Alexander tells him not to tell anybody. So only those two know that they are being watched. Then Ren finally comes back.
Yay!
Kind of surprising everybody, but in a good way.
I really liked that scene, by the way. I don't know why. Something about that scene was like really sweet.
Yeah.
A little sad too. Like it's very bit. Well, look, bittersweet. I know what that means now. That makes sense. So, anyway,
Wow.
it felt like a really.
Wow.
That was a joke. Anyway,
Wow.
Wow.
I think it was like the first time any of them was actually like happy to see either of them since everything happened. So it was a really
True.
sweet scene.
Yes.
You're,
Yes, it
that
was.
is true.
And then that's when we see the next few days, actually the next day when they're having breakfast at the factory, everyone is staring at them because, poor fourth class, they lost someone and they're all really close together and now it's weird.
Wait. We also skipped another wonderful scene another scene between Meredith and Oliver, continuing this will they, won't they, where they discuss.
Actually,
You mean a really good one-liner?
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want to sleep with me or do you want to sleep with James?
Yes.
Oh!
Thank you.
And you're like, damn, Meredith, you had to go there? Okay. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he didn't go to New York because James.
He didn't go to New York. He didn't go to New York.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what was he supposed to do? Even if he didn't have homo feelings for James, like, somebody shows up, like, you can't just like leave them.
That's also
and
true.
If he wasn't a cock blocker, he'd be like, let's go to New York. Come with me. But no, he knows how James is, so.
And James has
What
always
else is
been kind of pretty critical about Meredith.
Yeah.
And him together.
So, like, everybody needs to give Oliver a break. They're all being buttheads. He's just trying to make everybody happy.
He needs to like figure shit up. Like,
yeah, man.
Figure it out.
He needs to also come out of the closet a little bit.
You're in college. Come on, try everything or do nothing. Like, come on.
Try everything or do nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, go to Parliament House, test it out.
I mean,
we all did it.
Exactly. We're not that innocent, guys. We're not that innocent.
I'm still innocent, guys. Still innocent.
That is the biggest load of crock I've ever heard.
Wow.
None of us here are innocent. None of us.
So during that breakfast, that's when they get the letters for the famous Christmas mask that they're going to be doing Romeo and Juliet.
Probably the only actual Shakespeare I know semi-well.
You're like, oh, I get this reference.
It's like, oh, I know this one. I know this one.
I understood that reference.
I understand what they're saying. That's when we learned that Oliver is going to be playing Benvolio, and it's the same way that they did Macbeth, where they did not share who the other played. They did not practice. They just dressed up and go into this amazing hall and just do their parts. And that's when they all learned who the others were.
Which I have to say is really cool. And I really wish
that whole thing. I mean,
that whole concept of just giving broken information, you be here, you do this, you do that, get ready, and then let it all flow. That's really cool.
That just seems like really fun too. Like, bystanders are basically part of it.
But in terms of like theater and acting, it's so great with like spontaneity and like being able to like make decisions on the fly and stuff. But it would be awesome to also like we were talking about this earlier, but like being a part of the audience that way in an interactive, like you're there, a part of the background basically is like so cool.
And it really makes me wonder if there's any place that actually do this, because I honestly have never heard of something like that. So it makes me wonder.
Well, in Indiana.
Oh, in Indiana?
The closest thing that we have is it's like a play, like a theater, but it's like you go and have like dinner and like a buffet style thing, but like the stage is kind of like where you're sitting, it's all like still around you. So like,
you're describing dinner theater.
It's a dinner theater, yes, but the way that one is set up, I don't know if they're all like that, but like in Singing in the Rain, there were stages, like there were everywhere. So like right next to your table would be one of the
that's dinner
whatever.
Theater. That's
actors. Fine.
That's
it's
not
fine.
really.
It's fine.
That's not really what this is, but it's.
I know, but it's similar. It's just you're not a part of it in the sense that you are dressed up in costume. But I get what you're saying. But I'm saying that's the most interactive theater we have.
I like dinner
just
theater.
move on, Evie. You're such a butthead.
Before.
Anyway, Can I?
I hate you all.
So anyway, let me just pop in and say what the scene that I like is when Oliver finally gets some balls during that whole moment of the envelope.
Wait. After he gets dressed, he's leaving the castle and sees Alexander doing coke.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
aren't we still at breakfast?
No, this is after. This is like we're done with that with breakfast.
I know, but why do we always skip over the Meredith and
Have
Oliver
you
stuff?
met us, Evie? Are you even like have you been paying attention? That's what we do.
For the love of God, if we do not skip, we will be here all night.
Evie.
Yeah, Evie.
That was
the voice of God has spoken.
That was like Zordon, like Power Rangers.
It is
Angel
morphin'
Grove
time.
is in danger.
Okay, continue. So,
well, because we had jumped all the way to the show. Okay.
All right, let's speed this up then. All right, so night of the show, Oliver comes down and sees Alex doing fucking coke, which is not probably a good idea. Continue.
I wanted to say that part before we went into the full show.
It was a valid point. It was a valid point.
Yeah. But we do have to go back because they had their speeches and Oliver did his speech, and that's when Ren goes in, is looking sick. She's doing her speech and she collapsed. That's when
eating or sleeping and she collapsed.
So then ends up in the infirmary. Oliver takes her. Then he goes back to the castle to let everyone know. And then James runs out to the infirmary because he needs to see her, but then they don't let him see her. Yes.
Come listen to us discuss books in the most confusing way possible.
Memento made more sense than this.
Guys, we don't keep anything straight. Especially not ourselves.
Even the heteros aren't straight. What the hell?
We're getting Garen stronger forever.
Oh god.
I don't even know anymore.
Repeating clips.
I can't even. I shouldn't be doing this episode sober.
So they didn't think that Ren was gonna. They didn't think that Ren was gonna make it to Romeo and Juliet, but they're going through. Alexander is getting a little intense with Oliver. They're kind of fighting while they're going through the motions, and then Ren shows up.
Yes,
we're almost done, guys. Mika, finish it off.
No. Okay, Ren shows up as Juliet. And
did we even mention that James was Romeo?
Well, I was about to fucking say it.
I didn't even know we got to play.
Oh, she was a guy.
Meredith was
Meredith was Prince Aeschylus, who was the city's ruler. If you haven't read or seen any of the Romeo and Juliet movies,
go watch one.
She was
just watch the Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio one.
Yes,
no.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a fun one.
You have to do it like Sonja did during school, where she just watches the movie and reads the
and then read the Spark Notes, and then go in and like read and
analyze
different book reports.
Puts more effort into not reading the book.
Correct. But there's so many interpretations of Romeo and Juliet that basically you just get the idea of it and you can just make it your own and pass the test. So, but don't read and watch movies like I do. Just actually do your job stay in school, kids.
And don't reference this podcast whenever you're doing a report, ever.
For anything and at any time.
We are not responsible for your GPA.
No. So
my calendar just popped up and said it's time for bed.
Nope.
We're not done.
A sad joke.
We're so close, guys.
I know. We're almost there. We're
Are
almost
we?
there.
I don't.
We're almost there. So we have Romeo is James, Juliet is Ren, Oliver is Benvolio, Philippa is Paris, Alexander is Mercutio, and Meredith is Prince Aeschylus, which is the city's ruler. And then they're playing all the parts, and it's amazing. They have the audience and their friends like involved in this whole thing. The music students are in a corner playing waltz.
Sonja has me there, man. I'm like,
guys,
you just whisked me away.
Guys, and this is the moment of truth. The last line of scene 18, act 3, where Oliver says, do you want to read it, Evie? Are you gonna look it for it? Because I got it right here.
He does love attention, doesn't he? The sweet little thing.
Wait, I have it.
Come on, Evie.
Here we go.
Lord,
here we go. I learned hang on. Here we go. I leaned heavily onto the balustrade, trembling under the weight of parallel truth that I had until then been able to ignore. James was in love with Ren, and I was blindly, savagely jealous. Bum, bum, bum.
Now Oliver is jealous. Yes, and that's how Act 3 ends. Now, what do you guys think it's gonna happen next?
Can I interject with a quick lightning round of things that we missed?
Oh my god!
Like, go for it.
We also forgot to mention Alexander was playing Mercutio all cooped up. We also forgot that Oliver finally.
Well, he said that he did coke right before we went in there.
And I said,
just to reiterate, because I don't know where the hell this is going. So
and I did say that he played Mercutio.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well,
she
then
read off all the parts, Evie.
Okay,
would you just pay attention?
It's hard for me to pay attention because no, it's not, because every so often everything freezes and we skip like 20 minutes ahead and I don't know what's going on half the time.
No.
And every 2 seconds I'm like, oh god, is this how I go?
You need,
and
to,
then,
go
like,
up, you need to go up to Orlando and room with one of them, or go to Portland.
I'm trying so hard to keep up with all of us. Every couple of minutes the screen just starts getting a little loady circle and I'm just like, oh god. I'm just gonna sit here and smile.
I just want to point out that Tameca offered up everybody else's rooms for Evie except her own.
And I wasn't gonna call her out. That's just being mean. All right.
Well, okay. The only reason I didn't
also because I don't want to interfere with her luxurious dating life up there. How's she gonna explain that? She comes home and I'm just like there. Hi. How you doing?
This is Evie.
Hello. Last thing I was gonna add was that during breakfast when they were getting the letters, Oliver finally got the balls to ask Meredith out, and they had their first date. That's it.
It wasn't really a date, though.
It was a something. It was a da.
It was a something.
Without the
is that all you have? You have somethings, no dates.
I'm not on the stand here.
Who's on the stand?
Well, Oliver is.
Oh.
Just one more thing to add.
Oh god.
Why are we like so bad at this?
Because my internet keeps going in and out and it's driving me insane.
I think it was James and Ren in some way. I don't think Ren did a lot, but I think she knows things and feels guilty about it. And I still feel that way. I think James was involved, at least.
I still think that, yes, James was involved somehow, but either Ren or Philippa were there too. Like they have to know something. I don't know.
Philippa, yeah, but I think it's like a Ren situation, but I just think Philippa, like I said,
Philippa
is like
just saw it. Because the line
she's not gonna let Ren take the fall for
everybody. everybody forgets that Philip is there, and then they wish they hadn't, which means that I don't think that she had anything to do with it. I think she just saw it.
Yeah.
I honestly think it's between Ren or James. Between Ren or James. Or both of them. Also, it could also be this theory. It could have been Ren. James is going to cover for Ren. But because Oliver has those feelings for James, says, fuck it, I'm going to take the heat so you two get to be together.
Fuck it.
Fuck
Ooh,
it.
yeah. That's my
Fuck it.
outlandish theory.
Fuck it, puñeta.
Bucket.
That's gonna be how it ends.
Yeah. Okay, so that is a wrap for Act 3.
And
Next
probably
week-
one of our most hectic episodes.
If you followed along at all, you operate at a genius level IQ.
If you have abs after this, you're welcome.
Because we do.
If you were at all concerned about me drowning, thank you.
If you were like me and laughed the whole time, I'm glad you're here.
If anyone wants to complain to my internet provider for the crappy connection, please feel free to send me those letters of complaint to send them to them in bulk.
As he freezes. That was great.
I know, as he like stutter frames. Yep.
Yeah.
What about you, Sonji? You gotta have something.
I
If anybody
mean,
wants to come and point out the names to her so she can stop missing them, that'd be great.
yes, please. Thank you. Thank you.
When
for
did that
putting out
happen?
again. Yes, we need a map of like
four
a ding every
tangents
time.
ago, Sonja. 4 tangents ago.
I would also like
part
I
of
would
the
also
book, but then we got off book, and then we went back on book, and then we got off book again, and then Evie had to go and just tell the whole story again.
I know, like, all right, yeah, we're tangenting again.
I just
On that note-
want to say Joshua, I'm so sorry from the bottom of my
Gosh,
heart.
sorry.
I'm not sorry. No, this is pure gold. This is
Our producer's gonna quit. He's like, oh, fuck it.
I still say you just leave most of it in. Who cares if we're floundering? Just fucking leave it.
And on that note,
Floundering is a
Sonji,
great
send
word.
us off.
That is a wrap for this week. Next week, we will be talking and discussing or trying to discuss Act 4. And stay spicy, fellow disasters. Remember to please like, share, and subscribe. Damn it, Tameca! Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Stay
Like,
spicy.
share, subscribe, jinx.
Send help. And cut.